I've just done one video. I started off with the intention of keeping it short, and I looked at my clock and it was 12 minutes. I'm no good at this, am I? Anyway, the good news is, as far as these gangs are concerned, I've got to be careful because I've had a couple of videos go missing. Everybody's blogging about it. Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe, Elon, they're all on it. So now this is a chance for this neglected topic to get great publicity. Maggie Oliver's all over the papers. She's the detective that was the whistleblower back in the day. And I've put some graphic information on my pages. I want it to be graphic because I want people to understand the horrors of what people have gone through, especially when some young girls have been left basically for the rest of their life unable to have children and incontinent. Imagine. And you were only 12 when that began. So this is a subject that's been highlighted thanks to Elon Musk and Lawrence Fox and a few others. And, you know, many people, Brexiteers especially, have been banging on about this for years, and we know Tommy has. So we're making hay while the sun shines. And I think Keir Starmer is on a sticky wicket. There's also more revelations about his involvement with the Southport attacker and the family. It appears he was a lawyer involved with the family at the time when they were getting settled as asylum seekers. All very interesting stuff. But the good news is Reform have had a great, what do you call it? He said concert then. I'm thinking of, well, actually, Lee Anderson could have come on like Shawaddy Waddy, couldn't he, in that silver suit with black shirt? Some girls do. Oh, that was mud, wasn't it? Or was that Shawaddy Waddy? I didn't really think that was appropriate for a conference, but he cut a bit of a dashing gangster style suit with black shirt. Oh, hey Lee, you've left the mine, haven't you? Them bloody ferrets won't recognise you. Just having a bit of a light-hearted interval in between all the stuff I have to handle on Twitter and Facebook. And as usual, the usual suspects, you know, the betas, the race betas are all over it. But, you know, they never mention the horrors. They never discussed it with anything like that. Oh, no, you just have to upset people with your 80 words. Anyway, the great thing is it's got an enormous amount of publicity. And that cannot be a bad thing. And hopefully we can change the face of politics. I'm going to read you something out I put about the Reform Party. It's only my opinion, and as you know, you can disagree, but I'm just trying to be rational, you know, because I get these people like, we need a revolution. I'm 67, I don't want a revolution. Do they accept your revolution frontline in a pair of Crocs? And, you know, I've got knee warmers on some days. A bloody revolution. I just want change. I just want somebody normal to go into Westminster and clean it up a bit and have some people doing rational things. So here's what I wrote about the Reform Party to save people, I feel, getting the wrong end of the stick. Just because the Reform Party now has 5 MPs, it doesn't mean that hardcore right-wing agitators can suddenly claim them as their own and then pick fault when they don't behave as they want them to. Reform is a standalone party with something new to offer, which I see as a mixture of true conservatism and a balance with their objectives, including abandoning this fake race to zero and adopting a more rational view, getting energy prices down and an approach to a better healthcare, manufacturing and trade, our own laws, and not brushing sensitive issues like the gangs under the carpet for decades. Reform are not right-wing, they're centrists, and they want to attract Mr and Mrs Bread and Butter. Politics have moved so far from the centre to the left, you've all forgotten what a rational centrist approach is like. That's what I put on Twitter. The thing being, it's quite common sense, really. Oh, here we go, go straight. Lighting's terrible, isn't it? I'm going to have to get some stuff on her. It's a rational approach to politics. You know, I'm hoping Reform can bring to the table what we should have got when we voted for Brexit if we'd had a decent government. If the Tories were Conservatives, but they weren't, and we didn't realise that till we got betrayed. That's the thing. We thought we're in safe hands. You've got Boris leading Vote Leave. He's a Brexiteer. We win. He should have been the next Prime Minister, but Cameron fannied around, and then we got Theresa May. we've been let down at every hurdle. And so all I want, just get us back to that will do me. I don't want a revolution. I'm not up to a revolution, not physically up to a revolution. And the trouble is, what people can't, what I've recognised maybe in reform, is that what they want to do, there's millions of people out there who rolled the sleeve up, wore a mask and were quite happy about it. They're voters. And I know, even because of things like my husband's own golf club, where they're all double super boosted and wore a mask, never questioned it. But they're now talking about politics. They won't acknowledge any possible errors in that department, but they will acknowledge there's something wrong with politics and they will vote reform next time. That's the marketplace I think reform are looking for. They don't need to pander to the right wing. We'll call them, I hate calling it that, but say they don't need to pander to them because they've already got a nucleus of them on board. And the ones that are really upset about Farage's attitude with Tommy, I'll just have to suck it up because there's too many people to harvest at the other side that would be put off from someone openly sympathising with Tommy. And the thing is, we haven't to forget that these 5 MPs are under heavy scrutiny all the time, from the Electoral Commission and those watching, looking on. It amazes me when people comment that they don't want Elon Musk interfering in British politics. We've had foreigners interfering in British politics for God knows how long. Not least of all the European Union. I mean, come on, how much more foreign can you get? There's about 20 odd countries there, all sticking their oar into what goes on in Great Britain. Not to mention the Tony Blair Institute, who focuses on being more like the European Union, and Tony Blair himself altering farming laws in favour with the European Union, and George Soros and his Open Foundation in favour with the European Union, not Britain. Plenty of money there being slushed about to affect what happens in our country. And unfortunately, a heavyweight number of politicians in the Tory party that favour that thinking too. We've had foreigners sticking their oar in. Obama came across to tell us we'd be at the back of the queue with Brexit if we voted for Brexit. That's interfering with British politics. So the fact that Elon Musk has turned up and started talking about stuff we're bothered about, all of a sudden it hasn't to happen. No, sorry, I'm up for it. Come on, Elon, come on down. Not to mention that Keir Starmer has had Larry Fink and Gates in his number 10 offices to talk about whatever they talk about because they've got interest in British businesses. What about Elon Musk? So is he, and they didn't invite him because he doesn't like the way Keir Starmer is and he's criticised him. We have to just make sure that Starmer doesn't get a grip of X like they have done in, I think it's Peru. I won't put it past him because communist style thinking does that. They want to shut you down. It's the modern day equivalent of burning the books. Anyway, it is good news because Reform have had a real belting conference, and sorry I had to cut there to tell my dogs off for enjoying the live. But it's been another good day, and this momentum with the gangs is just perpetuating all the time. That's belting news, especially for the victims that have been ignored. And Maggie Oliver, what a saint she is for still running a foundation trying to help these girls. I mean, they should have been helped before now. We've been let down big time. But when you look at the track record of some politicians like Keith Vaz and Lord Jenner, very questionable indeed. Anyway, enjoy your Sunday.